Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. It may have been slightly less than a 15 meter, slightly more. It might have been a 20 meter spread on it, or an 18 or something like that. And then I had the Amazon Condor on the back of the tractor. And so the tractor would go across the fields. You would have to manually put the fertilizer, that would go on the front, and you'd have to manually put that one going, and then press the hired help going. And it would leave the fertilizer spreader running, and the hired help would continue to buy the fertilizer, and then you would have your seed drill on the back doing the work there. So when you got to the end of the row and you were turning round, the seed drill would switch off and not be spending seed or anything like that as you turned round. The fertilizer spreader wouldn't do that. The fertilizer spreader would just keep running continuously. So you did have quite a lot of money pouring out of your bank account the whole time. However, it did mean you could do everything in a single pass. And that, to me, was far more valuable than worrying about a little bit of extra money that was ticking away. Is this going to be 3 passes? Easily 3 passes. Easily within the 3 passes. So there's the last little bit of fertilizer going off there. Just missed a little tiny dink right there. You know what, that doesn't matter. Which means that we are finished with our fertilizer spreading, and we can carry on and go and do our next thing, which is just literally to fast forward time until the harvest is ready. I'm hoping it'll be today, because then we'll be able to take advantage of there, Canola. That one, the port there is 2,000. This is 2,266 and still climbing. So there is the possibility that when the crop is ready, we will be able to sell directly for one of the highest prices that we see on this map for canola. Really, really hoping that that is going to be the case. So I'm just going to back you in there, and I'm going to lower you down and unhitch you. And then I'm going to come out over to here, and I'm going to hitch on these 2 trailers directly. They are then ready to go. It's a bright, sunshine-filled day. Are we going to actually be able to harvest today, or are we going to have to wait until tomorrow? That is the big question. You know, I'm going to bring this one out of the shed. He's ready to go. I could have just left this one parked over there, to be honest. I think it would have made a big, vast amount of difference to anything at all, would it? So I'll take one of these up to the top field, and the other one will be left down here to start the small field, and then they can meet up on the middle field there once everything else is done. That price down at the ranch has now reached its maximum price. Are we going to have ripe crops before that price starts to drop? I'm guessing not, because that was only growth stage 3. It's got another growth stage before it reaches harvest stage, and given the time, I suspect that we're going to have to spend another night before we get anything coming back. Now, the money at the moment is on minus 10,491. So we'll keep an eye on that. I want to see what it changes to overnight. Over the hour. What is that going to switch over to? Is it going to stay? Right, I need to bring you up here, and I'm just going to park you right there. 10,460. Why am I not getting an hourly income from the bees? Does that not do it? Does that not give an hourly income on the bees? Does that just give a day 10,416? Right, let me actually keep an eye on the numbers up there instead of watching where I'm driving this time. There's another growth stage. Oh no, it is going through there. I just had 16 plus 59, 65. 16 plus 55. 16 plus 59. 65, 75. I just had 75. 75, that would be 25 per hour from each beehive. Actually, that's about right. That's what we're supposed to be getting. That's not a lot, though, is it? And it's 4 o'clock now, so we're not going to be able to start harvesting tonight, which means that I want to go... this is where I wanted to go. We're just going to have to go up here, and then we're going to have to wait until tomorrow before we can get into that, which means that our prices over here will have changed. Some of these others will have come down. The central grain elevator, that didn't actually go all that high this time, but that's dropping. The restaurant is now on its way up, and typically in FS13, the restaurant was the one that would give you the highest price. So as that is now coming up, by tomorrow when we're harvesting, there is a distinct possibility that we will have an exceptional price at the restaurant. They're ready and waiting for us, which would be rather nice if that can happen. So let's go over here and get a bit more shut-eye. We're minus 10 grand now. We do need some money if we're going to be able to start planting. Right? Oh, we're not tired. We have to wait until 7. If we don't get some money coming in, we're not going to be able to start planting unless I get more loan. We do... I kind of... I didn't take that into account, really. I probably should have taken that into account, but I didn't. That was my foolish mistake. Go on. A little bit more. A couple more minutes. Now let's try and get... There we go. Right. 14 hours of sleep. Money's going down, and then it goes all the way up to minus 15,000. I have to be able to sell something, and we are all ripe and ready to go. So let's just knock that right down to 0 on there, and let's have a look. Ranch is way down. The restaurant is 2,078, so it's not as good a price as what we seen yesterday. Those two are ready to go up again, the grain elevator. So the restaurant is within 10% of the highest price that we've seen, which is 2,300, or 2,316. So, 232 below that is... Actually, that price at the restaurant is a fraction, the tiniest fraction, out of within 10% of the highest price. But I need the money, so we will sell, we'll transport direct to the restaurant, and we will sell down there at the restaurant. We've got trailers at the ready, we've got a combine here at the ready. This one here is going to work this field, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a single pass right here on this edge of the field. I'm using standard hired help for this rather than the AI extension, purely because the AI extension does actually seem to struggle with the increased speed of our combines. It struggles with stopping in time, whereas the standard AI is able to cope with that a little better. But also, with the standard AI, when it stops, if it does miss a bit, it doesn't then go trying to dive out round all of the crop in order to go and get the little tiny bit that it's missed. It just ignores it and carries on, which is actually better for us, I think. You know, just if we're going to leave a little tiny bit, then so be it. We can live with that. What I'll do, though, is I'll follow this one up along here, and then I'm going to do a single... I'm literally going to follow it all the way around the field. It'll be interesting to see the kind of yield that we're picking up off of this. 22% so far. So we've done one little pass along the end of the field, and we've got a long pass down through here. At least we're going to have a chance of being able to get between the two combines while they're working in separate fields with our tractor with the lower yielding crops now that we're going to be doing for the next couple of rounds. We've got this, then sunflowers, then soybeans. They all yield a bit less than the cereal crops. The cereal crops are the ones that are the most difficult to keep up with when it's on the combines. I'm hoping by the time we get round to doing cereal crops again, our combines will have been upgraded and we'll have much bigger tanks on them, and also, I mean, the headers will be bigger, so they'll probably be filling up at nearly the same speed, but at least the tanks on the machines will be a lot bigger. and that's definitely going to help us out. I suppose then the big sort of issue for us is going to be, it is not that the tanks on the combines are going to be a problem, it's going to be that the trailers are going to be a problem. And I can't really pull trailers that are any bigger than the ones I've got right now with the tractor I've got, so we're going to need a bigger tractor. And so it goes on. Like, it's a constant struggle of continuous upgrades and so on. There's one tractor that I wanted to look at, medium in here. And that is the... Right, we have got on our Discord server, there's a link to that in the description down below. We have got a modified Valtra cow edition. And that was modified by one of our admins, Patrio Gracemark. And it's called this, for those of you who don't know, it's called the Valtra Skittles edition. And basically, it's got a lot more power under the hood, and it's also been coloured in. And the colours are very, very bright and cheerful, and everything looks absolutely amazing on it. It really does. It looks absolutely fantastic. If you would like, I haven't got it on here, and I did consider using it for this series, but I don't think I will. But if you would like a really bright, cheerful set of Valtras, by the way, it's not just one. There's all three different sized Valtras are represented. They have some different options with them, I believe, with engine size. They go quite a bit faster. You can get some serious upgraded power on the engines if that is what you want. If that's not really to your taste, I think that there are options for standard engine sizes as well. I'm not sure on the options. Don't quote me on the options. But I do know that Patrio put in a lot of work onto those, and they look absolutely amazing. You've got a little tiny one, which is the Wild Berry edition for Skittles. You've got Standard Skittles, which is the medium one, and then the big one, I think, is the Sour Skittles. So you've got the different tractors, and it is just they're really brightly coloured. They're really brightly coloured, and they're all done. If you'd like a link to those, join our Discord, and there is a link on the Discord. I won't be putting links to... I've kind of stopped putting links to most things in the description of the videos, because links change, things get updated, things get altered, and having to go back through older videos and try and find them and update them, and people saying you got the wrong link here, you got the wrong link there. People tend to get more annoyed about that if you got a wrong link somewhere. The video's 2 years old. It's not my fault. The video's a year old. It's not my fault that they've gone and updated. I can't go back through and update everything every single time, because otherwise I'll be there for years trying to keep up with it all. So, to avoid all of that, I've stopped putting links in the description of the videos for the most part. There are still some links that I do include, but a lot of them I no longer include. I just put, I've got like dedicated pages on the Discord channel, and I've got all the links for everything on there. And if there is any links missing, you can just message me on Discord. Just like put a thing, there's a channel there you can grab my attention with, and you can ask, or you can ask one of the admins, and we can get you updated links on there. Discord is an amazing tool. I really didn't sort of appreciate how awesome Discord was until Jimmy J contacted me out of the blue one day and said, I've made you a Discord channel. I said, oh, right, okay. I've heard of Discord. I've never really had anything to do with it. What do I have to do? He said, not a damn thing. I'll do it. I would like to help run it, if that's okay, and just sort of show you and get you going, and then after that I'm quite happy to step aside. So I had a look at it, and I sort of realized that, you know, actually this is a really, really cool thing, and we've got a really fantastic community going on there. We've got Smoodalini, who's also put in a huge amount of time. He stepped in well before it actually went live, and also offered to be helping us with running of the Discord. And he does a huge amount. And then we've got Patrio, we've got Duck Zorley, and we've got Feed Guy, or Feedy. they're the admins. We've also got a team of moderators, which are absolutely fantastic. Loads of people volunteer and do this all of their own back, and it absolutely staggers me that so many people put in so much time to helping to run this thing. And we've got such an awesome community here on this Discord channel now. It's genuinely amazing. There's so many people on there. It's like people come in every single day. There's always a chat going on. There's always people there. It doesn't seem to matter the time. It doesn't matter what time of the day or night or whatever. There always seems to be somebody around. We've got representatives from all over the planet who hang around on Discord, and the moderators and the admin team have done such a fantastic job. So Jimmy J, he contacts me out of the blue and he says, look, I've made this Discord for you. It's just a little thank you for, running your channel. Oh, right, okay, yeah, we'll have a look at it. And then it sort of started going. I was like, this thing is amazing. Like, seriously, there's like the potential for this. There's so much you can do with it. It is absolutely fantastic. And Jimmy said right from the beginning, it was not intending to be a he didn't do it so that he could be the one in charge all the time. There are plenty of people who would do that. I've made this Discord. This is my Discord. I made it for you. I should be in charge. No, Jimmy just said, I've made it for you. It's yours. Here you go. I'm transferring ownership over to you. You can do it. And you have it. And I think I still have ownership of it. I'm not actually sure. I did beg and plead, and I think I may have cried and grovelled and blew snot bubbles and all sorts, saying that I can't do this on my own. I really need your help. Can you please just have it back and you be the big boss guy? And he flat out refused, but he did agree to be an administrator and help run things. So he did at least agree to do that, for which I'm eternally grateful, because the dude is an absolute legend, and he keeps it all on a straight and narrow. It's a whole load of admin work, and there's complicated robot commands and stuff that I know absolutely nothing about, and I really would make a complete and total hash of it if I had to try and do it. And it's all being run, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, some weeks I barely get a chance to do anything, to say anything on there at all. I do try at least once or twice a week to spend a couple of hours in the morning or of an evening for me, just going on there, having a chat, saying hello to people, and just generally interacting. If I've got 5 minutes and I see some queries have been posted up, things like that, I do attempt to get on there and speak to people and just answer questions and stuff that may have come up. I attempt to. I don't always manage to do so successfully, but I do give it a good go. And yeah, that's kind of the situation that we're in. Now, I am just going to let you turn around a minute, but I am going to go to this one over here, and I should have enough room now to be able to turn around properly. I'm going to change you over to standard hired help to finish this one off. I'm blocked by an object. That would be my tractor up in the other end of up in the other field. So I'm just going to go there, and I'm going to go to normal, like that. I'm going to bring you out over this way a bit further. I'm going to go there. Right, you go and do that, and then I can go here. Oops, tractor switched off. If I go on forward a little bit more, you're going backwards there anyway. I wasn't behind you, I was in front. Really? It's alright. It's alright. Just breathe. Just breathe. It's not their fault. It's not their fault they were dropped on their head as a child. Let's not hold it against them. Seriously, how was I blocking you if you were going to go backwards? I was in front of you, not behind you. Do you understand how this works? Yes? I kind of hope you do, because you're driving the most expensive machine that we own on this farm. So I'd kind of appreciate it if you knew the difference between forwards and backwards. Right? That's not too much to ask, is it? Apparently it is. Right, let me just nudge in that way a little bit more. Oop, that's too much. No, I'm not driving on the crops. Figment of your imagination. It is absolutely a figment of your imagination. And, okay, you know what? We've got 14% left in the combine. That'll be fine. If I spin round here like this, so we're on 29% in our trailer. I'm just going to park you there a second, and I'm actually going to go and check on this combine down here. You've got a little bit left to go, and then we'll be able to go and take all of that canola. I'm hopeful we're going to get 2 trailer loads. So that's going to be about 80,000 litres, which is going to be roughly 160,000. Excuse me, that's going to be roughly 160,000 euros. 160 grand. We'll be able to pay for fertilizer and seed and stuff like that, which we desperately need. And then we're gonna, once we've gone and paid for that bit, yes, we've only got to fill up those 2 over there. We should, after this crop, be able to pay off half of the excess loan that we're currently kicking with. If we can take off 100, I can't go and make any more big purchases now until I've paid off the 200,000 outstanding on our loan. Now I know that we got 400,000. That is the extra 200, right? We've got a short-term finance agreement with the bank, and it's coming to a close. So we've got to either refinance and take out another 200,000, which is unlikely because the bank thinks us at the moment considers us a bit of a risk. So even if we could do it, chances are they would charge us an arm and a leg for it, or we're going to pay it off. Because as you all know, if you can go to the bank and you can prove categorically that you don't need the money, they will let you have it as cheap as chips, right? You can have it as cheap as you like, and they won't charge you hardly anything for it. If you go to the bank and you demonstrate in any way, shape or form that you need that money, even if it's just on a temporary basis, what the whole loan idea is anyway, isn't it? It's a temporary thing. If you give any indication to the bank whatsoever that you might possibly need that money, you can be damned sure that they're not going to let you have it. Or if they are going to let you have it, they are going to charge you as much money as they possibly can, because then they will be able to make a lot more out of you. They know that you need it, and they know that you're a high risk, so, that they consider you to be a high risk if you need it. And so you're less likely to be able to get a good deal from anybody else, so they can just charge you what they like. They can say, yeah, we'll let you have that money, but if you want it, you're going to have to pay it back plus about, I don't know, you need 100,000? Fine, you can have it. You've got to pay back $1 million total. It's how banks work. I don't like it any more than you do. Well, I probably like it even less than you do, because I've been on the short end of that straw several times. And yeah, it's frustrating. It really is, because if you can prove you don't need it, the banks will give it to you just about for free. And that's the bit that really frustrates me, is that when you really need the money, and when you kind of like need a little bit of leeway, that's when the banks clamp down and they start giving you charges and extra bits. And yeah, it's frustrating, right? Anybody that is under 18 who doesn't have to deal with any of this nonsense yet, just enjoy the fact that you're under 18. You don't have to deal with this nonsense yet. All right. Am I saying that, being under 18, being a teenager, living under someone else's roof, letting them deal with it all, is a wonderful thing? No, I'm not. There is no amount of money in this world that you could pay me to make me go through all of my teenage years again, from 13 through to 18. No, thank you. I am not going through that again. Right? Life as an adult is brilliant. I can choose when I go to bed. Right? I choose my own bedtime. That's all I need to say on that subject. That basically just tells you everything that you need to know about life as an adult. You can choose when you go to bed, and not only can you choose when to go to bed, you can also choose what you have for breakfast. If you wake up in the morning and you decide that you want chocolate cake for breakfast, there is literally nobody anywhere that will stop you from having chocolate cake for breakfast. Right? I'm just putting that out there. If you want chocolate cake for breakfast, then you can go and have chocolate cake for breakfast. Now, Doesn't really do me a lot of good because I don't really like cake. But so I don't often exercise my right to have chocolate cake for breakfast. However, saying that, cheesecake, technically it's cake. It's got cake in its name. I do like a bit of cheesecake. Oh, I do love a bit of cheesecake. I've had cheesecake for breakfast on more than one occasion. And as an adult, this is something I can choose to do anytime I like. So, yeah, I'll take that and, dealing with the bank and excess charges when, the money's a little bit thin on the ground, over being a teenager. So, yeah, you do have things like you hear people who say that school is the best years of your life and it's only going to be downhill from here on. I've not found that in the slightest. Life just gets better every year. Like, seriously, like, I know that there's difficult things to go through, and I've been through some very rough patches as an adult, but I'll be honest with you, even the rough patches, there's enough sort of good stuff going on. You may go through a rough patch. It may take you 9 months to get through. It may take a couple of years to get through a particularly bad patch, but you do end up coming out the other end. Things do improve. Things always get better. When you're going through a rough patch, it does get better. Things do get better. And even if you're in the middle of a rough patch, just occasionally remind yourself that it's not all bad. Wake up in the morning, weekend, whatever, when you haven't got to go to work, you haven't got to go and struggle to make a few more pennies to pay off the bank or pay off this or pay off that. And try to forget about the bills for just a few minutes. I know it's difficult sometimes. I know that is like a big thing and it just sort of pile up. But just try to put that out of your mind just for a little bit. And instead, just think about the fact that you can have cheesecake for breakfast. Go and have cheesecake for breakfast. Right? Go and do it. Go and actually do it. Go. Wake up in the morning, obviously get your cheesecake ready the night before. You don't want to be waiting for it to defrost or anything if you've got a frozen one. Have your cheesecake ready, and then have it for breakfast. Yeah? Don't have cereal. Don't have toast. Don't have a fry-up, whatever it is that you would normally have. Don't have any of those things. Have cheesecake. Just have your cheese, or have pizza, cold pizza for breakfast. Oh, cold. Whoever says you can't have cold pizza for breakfast doesn't know what they're talking about. Right? I will put that out there right now. Cold pizza for breakfast. Oh, what a treat that is. Yeah, have some desserts for breakfast. Just remind yourself that occasionally you don't have to be an adult, that you don't have to be. You kind of do. You're stuck being an adult. Like there's no fountain of youth. But just remind yourself that occasionally you don't have to be super serious about everything all the time, if you don't wish to. It's alright to just open up the cupboard and eat desserts for breakfast. And do it. Actually do it. Go and do it. Go and have some dessert for breakfast. Right? It's a very therapeutic thing to do. It will make you feel better. So if you are struggling, any adult, teenagers, if you think get away with it, or anybody, literally anybody, right? If you think get away with it, if you happen to be living at home with parents or something like that, you may have to clear it with them first. And you may struggle with that clearance when you're young. Admittedly, and this is, back to my whole thing, I don't want to be a teenager again. But there is the distinct possibility that no matter how old you are, you may be allowed the occasional treat. If you're an adult, do it 2 mornings in a row. I dare you, right? If you have a whole weekend off, I know not everybody has the luxury of having the whole weekend off, but, if you do... Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. And for those of you wondering, the paid promotion notification that came up at the beginning of the video is because in the description down below, you will find a link to Fanatical. I have an affiliation with them. If you use that link, I will earn a small commission on anything that you choose to purchase. But that is all we have got time for, so if you have enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well, that would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, this is Frithgar, goodbye, and see you later.